Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about Meghan Markle's beautiful handwriting. I found samples of her writing online and I thought they're just gorgeous, so I'm gonna show you in this video how to steal her look. Okay, so this is one of the samples that I found online. As you can see, it's beautiful, and I read somewhere actually that says she's a calligrapher, so she did like her wedding invitations or something like that. So guys, she's one of us. Okay, so that means she's fairly proficient with holding pens and papers, so it's okay, we can all try, right? First thing I want to point out is the writing is actually pretty small. If we are to assume that this card is a standard 4x6 or 5x7 inch card, comparatively it's written pretty small, and I think it's written fast as well, because her way of writing is not standard Spencerian or Palmer or whatever. It's her own handwriting, so it's written, I think, in a fast, loose and quick way, which is what handwriting and penmanship is all about. So if you was to try writing like this, I wouldn't, take your time or anything. You just won't get the same look. You gotta be quick note, just like what she said, quick note. So this is one sample that I found online. It's a card that she wrote and I really like it, so I used Photoshop to kind of like reposition it and remove the background noise and fix the colors, and this is what I got, a flat sample of writing that we can look at. So one thing that we can see is her words are pretty tight together, so the letters are not spaced out. So in all my videos I suggest spacing out letters like this, but you're gonna have to forget all of that in order to achieve her kind of writing, because she really squeezes stuff in like that. And because she's writing fast, it's a very instantaneous kind of style. Okay, so normally I would write that really spaced out, but you gotta forget that and write super tight in her style. You see, even this word household is really tight, but it still looks great because you're not supposed to do everything tight. She leaves a lot of space in between the words, so you could write things tight, but if you don't leave space between the words, it's hard to read, it's a mess. Instead, you want to keep the same tightness but leave space between your words, like what she does here. Another thing that we gotta notice about her writing is her slants. They are very consistent. When she slants this way, everything is pretty much the same. Same with this sample, everything is slanting the same way. And there's a trick to getting it right, because what she also does is her ascenders and her descenders are very long. Like, look at how long that is. Compared to the X height, it's like, woo! So that's pretty smart, because if you're writing something with a really long ascender and descender, it kind of gives you a guideline of where your next ascender and descender is. So force for charge, so force for basically the same there. So that's another thing you gotta do. Make sure your descenders are way long and your ascenders are way high. And there's one more thing you might notice. She doesn't inflate her ascenders and descenders. They're kind of slim. So usually I would suggest doing something with plenty of space, in between. You gotta forget that we're following the Duchess and she says almost no space. in your Y's, in your L's, in your K's. Hardly there. One characteristic of her writing that I think we can all agree on are these beautiful flourishes that she does. These, I don't know, these hot air balloons, I guess. I'm pretty sure she adds these in after she writes everything. Maybe she finishes a sentence or a word and then she goes in and adds these things. She doesn't add it in every, every word, but one every 2 words or so. Just very restrained. And always she adds these in from the top of an ascender. A H, an F, a D here. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. You can add these funky looking balloons afterwards. There. Not all of them, but just a few. She also does a lot of ending flourishes. So at the end of every line, she would flourish upwards. So some of them, in the middle of the line, she doesn't do anything. She just stops. But at the end of every line, she would do these. So upwards. Not too much, no, but just a little bit there. I think it shows positivity. She has some quirks as well in her letters. And of course, she's not following any traditional way of writing, no traditional scripts. It's just her own handwriting, which is beautiful. But her quirks are some of her H's, her K's. She does this thing where it comes down like that. Okay, down like that. You can see it here when she wrote thank. It kind of like loops downwards. It's very interesting. You could also see it on here. It shows pretty well on household. Whoops. There. Whoops, another one again. Very pretty. I like it. And you could see it here on the M as well. And of course, you could really see it on her signature. Whoops, comes all the way below the baseline. Let's see where else we can find it. R, the R on Costa Rica, all the way down. Right here again. H, A, and K. So it's really cute. I really like that. And here, you can see that here. For sure it comes downwards. This is a tiny little detail, but I really like it. I like her numbers. They're tiny. So cute. This one's a little bigger, but that one's so adorable. So small. And she leaves a lot of space in between. And that's great because it gives everything else space to shine. If you wrote, a giant number, oh my gosh, it's too much, right? So follow the Duchess's way. Tiny numbers. And finally, and I think this is something that all of us could use, is big, bold signature. You gotta tell them who this is from. Yeah. Dear whoever, blah, 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 with love, me, hello. So, sign your name big and bold. Okay, big finish, right? And of course, you want to leave a lot of space for that too. All right, and that's it. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in other celebrities' handwritings, let me know. Send me their samples. I'll take a look. And